Hey, in this video I'm going to show you how I grew my Instagram to over 5,000 followers in just a few short months. And at the very end of this video, I'm going to tell you the big lesson that I learned about Instagram and how you can leverage it to get thousands of new followers every single month. So make sure you stay to the end. People are celebrated for being the first one in their family to go to college. Well, people should be celebrated for being a first-generation entrepreneur. The real question is, how do we build a real lasting business even if no one in our family can show us the way? Follow along as I interview others to find the truth about entrepreneurship, leadership, and finances, and grow my very first company from 6 figures to 7 figures. I'm your host, Ryan Kearns, and this is First Gen Entrepreneur. Hit that like button below this video so YouTube knows that it's awesome and it shows it to more people so we can help more people grow their Instagram. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button because we're uploading videos every single day and we don't want you to miss out on the awesome videos that are going to help you grow your business and get more sales, leads, and revenue. All right, time to get into it. So Instagram is a very interesting platform. Now, the first thing that I noticed with Instagram is, just like every other platform, consistency is key. If you're not going to be consistent, don't even start, okay? What that means for Instagram may be a little bit more in-depth than it would be for, let's say, YouTube, right? Because on Instagram, there's multiple different kinds of posts, so being consistent means you have to create different styles of posts, right? You have to have your feed, so the images that you create, and then you also have to create stories and be consistent with that. You can also go live, and you can also use IGTV, so there's a lot of different options. And really the best bet is to use a combination of all of them. So it can be kind of overwhelming. It can be kind of a lot to chew in the beginning. So that's something to realize, but you have to be consistent, okay? Consistency is key. So that's number one to realize, okay? You must be consistent or else it's never going to work. So you might as well not even try, okay? I know that might sound harsh or a little bit crazy, but that is what it is. Now, the next thing is that in order to stay consistent, it helps if you have a pattern or a rhythm on your Instagram. I'm sure you've seen this before where they do a certain type of post and then a different type of post and then a different type of post and then they loop it back to the first kind. So it's 3 different types of posts and you just do that over and over and over again. For example, on mine, back when I was growing it, I would post a food picture and then a word picture, like words about food, because I was all about nutrition and food. And then I would post a picture of me and myself or my family or, people. So it would be a people picture, a food picture, and then an informational word type picture. Okay, so that's just an example of a pattern you can use, because when you use those patterns, 2 things happen. First of all, your feed starts to look amazing. It looks like, oh, cool, this is awesome. Like people start to look forward to, oh, today's going to be an information post or today's going to be a people post. So people start to look forward to it and it makes your feed look awesome at first glance. When people land on your page, they see how awesome your feed looks and they might follow you. The second thing that it does is it makes consistency a little bit easier, because let's say you take a people picture, a food picture, and you make an information picture every day, then they just go into those specific folders. Then when it's time to post, you have a backlog of each of those so you can continue to stay consistent and post every single day. Now, that is a huge help because consistency is really the hardest part. That's what I've found. And I think most people would agree. It's just really hard to post every single day. I mean, some days you don't do anything. You stay home all day, especially right now in this pandemic. Other days you don't really feel like getting dressed up to take a picture, so you don't want to take a picture of yourself. You're busy all day, or maybe you're helping your clients all day, or you're doing something else that you can't really just break out your phone and take pictures all day. Secondly, consistency is hard because taking stories is tough too. I mean, you have to break out your phone at certain times throughout the day to take specific stories about what's going on in your everyday life. And if you're not the type that likes to share everything with the world, that can be tricky and it can be hard because, you want to stay private, you want to have your alone time, you want to stay a little bit more reserved. That's not what stories are for. They're for sharing what you're doing with the world and sharing your day with everybody else. So if you're not willing to do that, maybe don't do Instagram. Try a different platform like YouTube or Facebook or something else. The next thing I did to grow my Instagram was make sure that I had hashtags everywhere. And I found out a cool hack. You can actually put Instagrams into your stories as well as into your posts, so that when people are looking at a certain hashtag, they can find your stories and go through your stories. Now, why do you want people to go through your stories? Because they might end up landing on your page. They might say, oh, these are cool stories, let me check out their page, and then follow you there. So it can help to grow your followers if you put hashtags in your stories, and you always want to be hashtagging your posts as well. Now, if you're wondering what hashtags to use in order to get the most people to see your post, it goes in levels, okay? You want to start with the highest amount of people first. So the most broad words that have the most views, like millions and millions of people looking at these hashtags, you want to use maybe 2 or 3 of those, then go down a level and do, a little longer of a hashtag that's not as used but still high volume, and use that, 2 or 3 of those, and then down another one and use really niche, very specific hashtags that are maybe like 1,000 to 10,000 people see them, and use those as well. And I found that when you stack hashtags like that, it helps you get way more traffic, because you get those niche ones first and it just turns the engine, and then the more broad ones you can start to rank for those on the discover page as well. So that's my tip about hashtags, and that's really how we're going to get traffic onto our Instagram. And then if you have it set up like we talked about already, you should start to see followers. Now, another way to get traffic that I love to do and that I used heavily when I was growing my Instagram was Gary Vee's trick. I think he calls it the $1.50 strategy or something like that. So what he says to do is go to the top 10 posts for a hashtag that you want to rank for, right? So say for me, I want to rank for entrepreneurship or something. I go to the top 10 posts, I look at all the 10 posts, and I leave a thoughtful comment on each one of those, like a long comment, I actually think and take the time to write out a full comment and leave that comment on the post. The reason you do this is the more you can comment and be thoughtful and talk to people and actually get the attention of the people that own the big pages, you can start to stand out, and you can start to get more and more traffic to your Instagram page. And when you get more and more traffic to your Instagram page, as long as you have it set up and looking nice, more and more people will start to follow you. So that's a great strategy. Although it takes a lot of time and energy, it's definitely worth it in the long term. So if you put aside like 10, 15, 20, maybe even an hour every day to do that, you're going to see a return on that, because you're going to start to get more and more followers from the strategy over time. Now, sometimes it is those things that take the most energy and the most of your personal time that is going to go the furthest in growing your platform on any social media platform, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn or whatever it is. The things that take a lot of time are the things that other people aren't usually willing to do. So you stand out if you're the one that does them. So my advice is to bite the bullet, do it anyway, spend the time, because it'll pay you back later. Especially if you're an entrepreneur, we're all about delayed gratification. You're not just going to start doing this process of growing your Instagram and see it explode tomorrow, right? You know that it's going to take time. So put the time and the energy in, do the things that other people aren't willing to do, and you'll start to see it pay off in a huge way. And the final thing I did to grow my Instagram account was to collaborate with other people. Now, once you start commenting on other people's posts and being active on Instagram, which Instagram loves, they reward you for being active on their platform and spending time there, spending energy, commenting on other posts. You end up getting a lot more traffic when you do that. Now, if you can build relationships with other people that are big on Instagram and start collaborating with them, you can do things like live interviews. You can do things like little IGTV videos with other influencers, with other people, and it helps you grow your channel as well. I got interviewed 2 or 3 times on my Instagram account, and it ended up bringing in hundreds of followers overnight. It's actually pretty crazy. You'll wake up and your phone is like ding, 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 ding from all the followers that you get. It's a really cool feeling, and it works really, really well when you just collaborate with other people. And that goes for every platform as well. If I were to collaborate with people here on YouTube, it definitely helps grow my channel. channel. If you collaborate with people on Facebook, it helps you grow your Facebook page, etc., etc. But Instagram is definitely helpful because it's so easy to tag other people in your posts. So if you create a video with someone and they post it on their wall and then they tag you, you're automatically going to start getting followers, which is why it helps to do collaborations where people send you stuff. Once you reach a certain amount of followers, people will start to send you things in the mail. I've gotten t-shirts and free food and free things in the mail from companies that want me to talk about their products or review their products. Now, when I do that, they usually post it on their wall and tag me so that I get all the traffic from the people that like that brand, which is really awesome because that also brings you more followers as well. So it really pays off to stick with it long term, stay consistent, and try to build relationships on the platform. That's your best bet no matter what platform it is. And it works especially well on Instagram because it's so easy to tag other people in your posts. So that's how I did it. That's how I grew my Instagram page to over 5,000 followers in such a short amount of time. Now, I promised I would tell you the big lesson that I learned about Instagram, and here it is. Don't buy followers or likes for Instagram. Here's what happened. I tried doing that once and I bought a few hundred followers to see what would happen. And what tends to happen is the follower count goes up, yes. But what happens is the follower count goes up, and then the next time you post a video or an image, the likes will stay lower than the amount of followers. So people start to see the discrepancy and the difference between the amount of followers you have and the amount of likes you have on your posts. So what happens is they know that you're buying followers. And when they know you're buying followers, they start to think of you a little bit differently. It can damage your reputation. It doesn't look good, and it's not cool to buy followers because you're basically cheating the system and you're not really getting the engagement that you want anyway. So it doesn't end up paying off to buy followers. Instead, you want to earn all your followers and make sure that they're real followers, real people that can actually click on your links, like your pictures, go to your website, become leads, and eventually become sales, because that is why you're doing this in the first place, isn't it? So then what's the key to getting thousands of new followers every single month? Well, here it is. Collaboration, building relationships, and being on the app, okay? I mean, spending actual time liking things, commenting on things, being engaged is the best way to get traffic and engagement on your page and grow your followers over time. Now, once you have thousands of followers, it becomes pretty easy to get another 1,000 every single month. So my real tip for growing your Instagram is spend the time, do the work. There's no shortcuts, there's no gimmicks, there's no tricks. It's just spending the time and doing the work and really being a human and connecting with other humans, because the more you collaborate, the quicker you'll grow. The more you comment on other people's posts, the quicker people will come to your page. It's just how it works. So that's the truth about Instagram marketing. If you like this video, I have another video that I think you should watch. It's all about organic content marketing strategy. It allows you to get sales, leads, and revenue from organic content without spending money on advertising or hiring an expensive agency. So if you want to check that out, click this video right over here. I really want you to watch it. I think it's going to help you with your marketing a lot. Besides that, don't forget to smash that like button, and while you're down there, hit the subscribe button, because we upload videos every single day and we don't want you to miss them. My name is Ryan Kearns. Go ahead, watch that other video, and I'll see you over there. Bye.